We have a problem with the VB. I'm not entirely sure what it is, other than the fact that I'm making 0 boost. And what's basically happening, I think the highest boost that I've made in the last couple days is maybe like 0.4 PSI, so we're not doing very well. In today's video, we're going to try to figure out what's going on with the car. I have no idea. This is one of those videos where I haven't planned ahead of time because I have no idea what the problem is. We're also going to change out the front lip, and we're going to do the oil, hopefully, at the same time, pending us finding something really bad. So who knows what's going to be the outcome. This video could have a bad outcome. But we're going to get the VB WRX up on my quick jacks in my garage. We're going to get underneath it and see what we can find. This is one of those diagnostic videos I don't make very often with the VB. That's usually the VA WRX, which is right there, but the VB's got a problem, and this is the biggest problem I've ever had so far. So let's see how extensive it is and hope it's not a turbo and not an engine. But let's see. If you guys aren't already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and let's jump into the video. All right, you guys might hate me, but I skipped a few steps just because this is really boring. I took the under tray off and I took the skid plate off over there. And let's jump under the car and I will show you hopefully what the problem is. So I genuinely have no idea. But if you look up there, this is the charge pipe. That's the charge pipe, and that doesn't look right. It looks like it should be a little bit lower, and I'm hoping the charge pipe has just popped off and I can push it down. That's my hope. I can't get to it from underneath the car, so I gotta try from above the car, but let me push down it and let's see what happens. This is the turbo, by the way. So I think, well, I'm pretty sure that's the charge pipe. I've just been underneath the car. It's funny, I've spent so much time underneath the VA that getting into the VB is it's just different enough that I'm like, well, what am I actually looking at here? But yeah, we're gonna push down on that and see if that clips in. A little change of plan. So we're gonna take the top of the charge pipe out. I don't know that this is the problem, but we're gonna tackle it anyways, just in case, because I think it's the most likely cause of an issue, is my best guess right now. So I'm gonna loosen the top. I'm gonna take this fan out though, so we have more room. That's 1 clip, 2 clips, 3 clips, and 2 bolts up top. We're gonna take the fan out, and then hopefully we'll have enough room to get this loose, go like that, and seat it back down, is my hope. Even though it's barely work. There we go. 2 bolts out. We're gonna put these somewhere where we will remember them. All right, now we have to get the plugs undone. See if I can do this by hand without a flathead. I cannot. So we're just gonna use a flathead. Should probably take off the Garmin. I've already scratched it once today. Gosh, I feel like I'm a special guy. I can't get this undone. All right, the top 2 are off, and now I have to get the one that twins to the other fan. All right, so this has quickly become a multi-day video. This is day 2. Obviously, I look different. I've changed. Lots has happened. Let me update you with where we are, what the current plans are, and why. Well, this video is going to take a couple days because I don't know what's wrong with the car. So let's walk over to the bay of the car first, and I'll show you. All right, so where it currently stands, I wish I had a better wide-angle lens. I've removed the airbox. I have taken out this side fan and disconnected the twinning fan so I could get down here. I've taken the charge pipe off probably 15 times because once you take these clips off, it's really hard to put them back on and trust that you have them on right. I've also removed the bottom side of the intake underneath and checked. If you look right there, I've removed this coupler right there to look at the turbine of the intake side of the turbo to make sure that that doesn't look seized. I'm not going to take the J pipe off just yet, and the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to smoke test it. Now, I've done a couple other things, actually. Let's pause. I've also undone the battery, which is going to force a reset on the car, and this is my plan. I'm going to smoke test this whole setup, and then we're going to revert back to a stock tune just to see if it builds boost. We don't want to do anything crazy because we got the intake, but we want to see if it builds boost. And if it builds boost, we're going to go back to the tune and see if it works. If it doesn't build boost, we're going to go back to the tune and we're going to do a wide open throttle, 3rd gear pull, log it, and send it to D-Man and see if there's anything going on. Because there's also no check engine lights, which is the bigger problem. So I don't know how long I've actually been experiencing this either. I've just noticed that the car, I noticed for a couple days the car didn't feel like it had the right power. Yeah, so let's unbox the smoke tester that I bought on Amazon, got delivered overnight. All right, so we're not gonna smoke test it because I thought I bought the oil for the smoke tester, and guess what I didn't do? Buy the oil. So we're still probably gonna smoke test it, but I'm gonna wait till the oil comes in. It's not gonna be a huge problem because I can just do it from the intake, but it would have been better to do it with everything off. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put everything back together. We're gonna have to drive it stock to see if we get boost then and see if it's a tune issue. I would imagine it's probably not a tune issue, but I just have no idea what it is because we're not going to check engine lights. We'll put it back together. Going to change the oil real quick while we're down here. Probably put on a new front lip because I pulled too far into something and I scraped the paint up, and I have an event that I want to go to, so I don't want to use a paint scratched lip going into it. So we'll throw a new lip on. Then we're going to go back to stock, drive it, and then maybe we have to do a log. We'll have to see. Look, I love working on cars, but putting cars back together is probably the worst because you have to remember where you took everything off. Like when you start working on a car, you're like, let's just take everything off as fast as we can. But now I got to put everything back together and remember how it goes on back together. So that's all right. That's always fun. But let's do it. Where'd you start, Bill? Probably the fan. Just kind of sits in there. I'm editing the video, and you obviously just heard my dog Daisy, and rather than try to cut it out because she's somehow magically barked at a frequency that the software that I use to edit isn't going to cut her out of the sound, essentially, which is very rare because she has that superpower, and you heard her bark for the very first time, even though she's been barking on this channel forever. Let's take an intermission, and I'll give you a perfect reason to subscribe to the channel. Let's go meet my dog Daisy, because you don't see her enough. This is my dog Daisy. She is a 7.5-year-old pit, and she's the real manager of this channel. She was just sound asleep though, so she wants me to leave her alone. But this is who rides shotgun with me in the VB WRX. She wants to go back to bed. But yeah, this is who was making noise if you guys want context. Gotta make sure that went in. It's the problem. I took this car apart at when you guys were watching me earlier. It was 2 in the morning and I had to be up at 4 in the morning, 4:30 to go for a hike. And now my dog is going crazy because I'm getting an Amazon Fresh delivery because I can't drive to the grocery store because my car is right here. We still got to register, or we registered the VA, but it's got to pass inspection. I nearly, though, forgot to plug everything in, which would have legitimately been a disaster. Make sure I did the bottom right. Yeah, the bottom one's in. Those are clipped back in. Let's see if we can remember how the airbox goes back in. Now I'm tempted to not put this back in because I need to smoke test it, but if I'm going to do a wide open throttle pull, I want this in there. We're going to put this guy in. Pretty straightforward. We're going to start with the top bolt. I believe the top bolt is our Allen. Super long thing. Hand tight it. And we're not going too tight. We're just snugging it up. Forget what these are called. Special wrenches. I love them. So this is the special wrench. What it is I think it's a line wrench. I'd have to remember. I can't remember. But you can get these at you can get these at automotive stores. It allows you to slide them over something. So like a brake line, a wire, something like that. You can kind of slide it over. Trying to think, like a sensor, you could slide it over the top of the sensor, seat it down, and just because it has nice grooves and stuff, even though it's missing that face, these things work way better than a full wrench just because they're built better. I've really found that build quality on these is better. This is actually Quinn, which I'm pretty sure is the mid-tier brand at Harbor Freight, but these are great, worth it. We're gonna put our airbags back in. Airbox is in. That's the top side done. Now the one thing to never forget is find all your tools that you've been piling up and sticking everywhere and make sure you remove them so you don't turn the engine over with a tool inside. Actually, we're going to keep that open because we're going to do the oil next. Let me go get a filter and I will see you guys in a second. Little trade secret, have many filters and crush washers at hand at all times. They never go on sale because they're so cheap and there's no margins on them, and you can never really run out of them. And if you ever run out of them, they sell for all the same price, or if you sell your car and you have extra, they all sell for the same price. So it's better to always have them than not to have them. I know all of you guys are begging to see the entirety of the oil change, I am going to spare you some of this. I'm not going to show you every step of the oil change because that's not why you're here in this video, but we're going to show a little bit of it because guess what? You guys are going to hate me because guess what I'm putting in my car? The recommended type of oil, which is, I have to look for a second, 0W20. I know you guys hate me, but it is what it is. So let's drain the oil. I'll see you guys in a second. Let me get this done. While that drains, we're going to take the filter off. A little unusual, a little rusty edge. Don't love that. Just means I should have changed this a little bit sooner. We don't want any of that getting into the engine, so we're gonna clean that up. I'm gonna say this once, hand tight on the drain plug. Use a crush washer, but hand tight. It's technically, I think, 30 pound-feet or 28.5 or 31.4. I don't remember, something like that. Just hand tight. Don't go over hand tight. If you really have to pull, it's too tight. And we're going hand tight, 2 hands. That's it. Should be able to hand take it off. Also, it's funny, I didn't show you guys this because I started filming a short, but look what's on the car. Brand new lip. Cannot complain. Thing is looking good. Let's go figure out what's wrong with the car. All right, you can't make this up. I just hopped in the car. I'm in the WRX, obviously, and I drove it because I was getting nervous because I started it, and I was like, I'm going to drive it before I reflash anything and go back to stock. And all of a sudden, we made boost. So it didn't make boost at first, and it felt like I had to struggle a little bit more to make boost, but now it's making boost, and we made 19.85 PSI on a pull, and it felt pretty strong. So I'm going to reach out to D-Man, and we're going to find out what to do next. He wanted me to do a wide open throttle 3rd gear pull. We may still do that. I'm going to reach out to him. The video is probably not over because we don't really know what happened, but the short answer so far is if you ever experience the symptoms of not making any boost, so far the solution has been to take everything apart, put it all back together, unplug the battery, and then drive it. So, I don't know. We're going to have to give this one more time. It's like mid-September when I'm filming this, so we'll kind of see when this video comes out, so you guys can kind of ballpark how much time has gone by, but I wasn't expecting to get boost there, so we got boost. This is a good thing, right? This is a good thing, but this is the craziest thing I've experienced so far. So we'll give the car a couple days. I'm going to reach out to D-Man, see what he says, and I'll give you guys some more clarity. If there's no more clarity, that's all you do to fix this. And hopefully none of you guys have that problem because it's been a pain in the butt. Okay, so we're in the car. I've done 2 different pulls and some weird stuff is happening. So I'm logging some wide open throttle pulls for D-Man tuning. He's been super helpful throughout the entire process, which I 10 out of 10 cannot ask for much more from a tuner. But here's the deal. We've got some weirdness happening with the car, and I'm not really sure what's happening. One of the pulls, we got boost like normal. One of them, we never got over 0.51 PSI. So, I'm not sure what's happening. I'm going to send these over to him, and let's see what he says. It might be a tune issue. I'm not really sure. I doubt it. I've been running this tune for well into a year. Also, just, again, can't say it enough. Awesome that a tuner is just, like, readily willing to help at any given time. And it's been, like, well over a year since I've paid him any money for the tune. So, I mean, this isn't sponsored in any way, but you can't ask for much more from a customer service standpoint. Weird turn of events. So D-Man got back to me and he said, the things look fine, but it's definitely not making boost. And then he threw out this, like, basically a random question of whether or not I've been having, like, brake light issues or anything going on with my brake lights or whether I've modified any lighting, any electrical modification. And I was, like, looking at the email in my car driving home, and I went into the grocery store and I came back out and I unlocked my car and I noticed that, like, my right brake light did a little funny thing. Like, it just looked a little bit funny, like if it wasn't as illuminated as the other brake light. So now we're back. I just made my own, like, little, like, connector cleaner, like pin cleaner, and I cleaned the pins. And I'm wondering if that's going to solve our problem. So brake lights are working now. And then let's go find out if we get boost again. Update. I'm making boost now. So I've cleaned the pin connectors of my tail light for, like, the last, like, 4 or 5 days. I've been consistently making boost. Turns out that I didn't have to take apart part of the car. I just had to clean the pins of my brake light connector with a little bit of cleaner. which you probably shouldn't do anyways, but it was like, I might as well give it a go and see what happens. And lo and behold, so I wonder if like at some point like I disconnected them and dust got in or something and grime got in. I don't know. But it turns out that can cause no boost, which is wild to me. So yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry this was so long and that I don't have like a whoa, this is definitely the answer. Well, obviously that was the answer, hopefully, but like very bizarre. I'm to some extent I'm speechless. It's not what I was expecting. So if you have no boost, check your brake lights, I guess, which is a wild statement. I'll see you guys in the next video.